Hey, this is Jackie Brawls.
And this is Dunlap, Jackie Brawls, his little friend.
I don't know, I don't know.
That wasn't necessary.
Well,
I don't know why you'd start off like
I'm
that.
just saying them.
Rough week here at RSU HQ.
Yeah, we got to talk about something. I'm going to try to talk about it and not get through it because it's about as good as friend as Red State Updates ever had. Passed away last week, and this fella meant a lot to us in our personal lives as well as, doing whatever this is.
Yeah, he was one of our greatest riders, one of the nicest guys. He was one of our biggest boosters, but don't hold that against him. His taste and judgment was usually impeccable. That was just one outlier
on a career that he
one blemish.
Great career that he had. That's the only thing. Yeah.
He was. We're talking about Jim Ridley. He was a film critic, writer, editor of the Nashville Scene for years and years. Worked at the Nashville Scene for years and years. He was everything that was good about Nashville, wrapped up in a old boy from Murfreesboro.
Yep.
Which probably helps.
Oh, it does. I think it does.
And he was a long-time Murfreesboro resident. His family, long-time Murfreesboro family.
I knew his family, knew him. Good. I'm telling you now, and everybody, when you lose somebody, it hurts. But this is one of the nicest fellas I've ever known. Just as nice as could be. Like I said, wrote in the Nashville Scene, the movies and everything. I didn't like the ads in the back of that. I don't look at those.
He didn't have anything.
He nothing to do with it.
I don't think. I don't know.
I don't, as far as I can tell.
I mean, maybe they all look. If you work at the Nashville Scene, your hands are never 100% clean.
Well, that's true. You can't help it. Then you do about that,
But he did very, very funny, very smart, very sweet guy. Go to his GoFundMe if you can. It's GoFundMe.com/Jim Ridley, JimRidley. He wrote for the Nashville Scene for over 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, just instrumental in protecting all some of the best cultural stuff about Nashville. The Belcourt Theater, where if you're a hippie and you like to see weird hippie movies, you went there for years and years.
We did something, man, a long time
We did
ago,
a show there.
Yeah.
Everything that we've got to do, he's helped us do it. So
bless his heart, that's probably the last place I ever saw him was at that show. And I always read what he had to say. Sometimes you get an email or something like that. But we gonna miss him,
yes.
Even though we didn't see him. We saw him on the computer. We talked to him, everything else. And we're gonna miss him pretty bad.
So go to his GoFundMe.com and help his family with some of the expenses. Give some money if you like. If you live in Nashville or the surrounding areas, or you've probably been reading them for years and years, and if you like us at all, it'd mean a lot to us if you go.
Let's say right now, if you do like us at all, we probably wouldn't be sitting right here if it weren't for this man.
Did help us out quite a bit.
Yes,
he did. Helped us get on the cover of the Nashville Scene. This is the local news weekly in Nashville.
I was embarrassed by that.
We were naked on the cover of that.
Well, it gave us something to drink, and I didn't feel right, and that's what happens when you get that kind of photographer.
You can Google Red State Update Nashville Scene, and I think the image will come up of us on the cover, naked, wrapped in flags. People had to look at that, like families with their children waiting to get something to eat at Shoney's after church. They had to look down and see me and Jackie naked, wrapped in flags on the cover of the Nashville Scene. Again, don't judge him by this one act. He
usually
did so many things.
Nashville Scene keeps all dirty and naked stuff in the back of it, not on the front.
We were on the front
of it, yeah.
So go help his family out. Go read some of the obituaries and the stories about him that are going around. How many journalists are beloved? Not many.
That's true.
And nobody has a bad word to say about this man.
That's
Jim
true.
Ridley, big booster of us, decent human being. It's really sad there's billions of people living today I wish had died before Jim Ridley.
Yeah.
And I can give you a list.
Yeah. We'd be sitting here all day, but I'd do it if it'd bring him back.
So that's GoFundMe.com/Jim Ridley. Go give him some money, and we're going to put these links up on our Facebook and our Twitter. Just one of the best. If you want to know what Nashville's like, blue sky, no, nothing wrong with it, you'd be Jim Ridley.
Yeah, we're going to miss him.
And then also Merle Haggard died.
We got to talk about that
We're
later.
gonna push. We're gonna do that later, but it's just there's a
Now,
1-2. That's an awful 1-2 punch.
Let me say right now, we're going to talk about Merle Haggard. As far as I know, he ain't got no GoFundMe, anything like that, as far as I know.
I don't know. I think he's all right.
All right, good.
I mean, I don't know how his kids are.
Yeah.
But I think he's all right.
Yeah, we wish the best of that for him, too. So.
Well, let's talk about some meaningless news. Our sponsor bracket.
Well, that's meaningless news.
It ain't meaningless because somebody went to a lot of trouble. DJ Bowles on Twitter went to a lot of trouble to set up this bracket. But in matters of life and death, it does not mean as much. I mean, if you get excited about, like, your bracket and your sponsor and your podcast, and we've been doing this thing.
I know.
But then you look at it and, like, oh, we lost some people we really looked up to and loved. But then, it's kind of meaningless in that respect.
Well, if you like that sort of thing, it's fine to do. We appreciate DJ, whether anybody thinks
we
it's
have
worth
had a lot
watching or
of
not.
fun, and now we're going to update you on the brackets. We're moving from maybe we should have played a song or something. This is a weird segue.
And what can you do?
It's
awful.
the awkwardness of it, I think Jim Ridley would have appreciated.
Oh, yeah, he'd be laughing at this, yeah. It'd mess it up. Yeah.
So we're looking for, got to go. Now I got to find it on our Twitter on my phone as people are watching and listening to this, looking for the brackets.
You be ready for this whole thing.
Could have pulled this up ahead of time.
That phone, if you talk to it, if you do anything to it, takes 20. I wouldn't have one on me. Wouldn't do anything, but it'd take the hell out of it if it's in my pocket.
Well, let me read you a couple of messages here. DJ Bowles says, Mr. Slaw does seem to be the people's candidate. He just doesn't get the media coverage other corporate sponsors do.
Corporate sponsors?
So, because Ken Beer on Twitter wrote us saying, need a $25 GoFundMe for Mr. Slaw so he can be an official sponsor before he wins the bracket.
That may take, a load off of him, and I'll contribute that $25 if I need to. I'll give myself $25 for Mr. Slaw. That's what I'll do.
At Stahlgrim said, had to log in for this round of voting. Mr. Slaw deserves to win. Bless his poor, sick heart. Let's see who is your final four in the Red State Update Sponsors Bracket. Podcast Sponsors Bracket designed by DJ Bowles. Folks.
Thank you, DJ. Yeah.
Thank you again. Folks, your final four. Last week, TT Slot went up against – no, wait.
No.
Last week, TT Slot went up against Hosewater.
Somebody gonna be mad if I hear about this.
Well, it's the boys over in Hoseboro at Hosewater. TT Slot wins.
There's something good water. Everybody needs good water, and I don't like winning or not. Don't like being affiliated. Don't like talking about saying that we support prostitution in a way.
Well, you know that, first of all, you're sex negative.
I just don't want it for her benefit, not mine. They
She
quit
was a
doing
former prostitute.
Well,
let me tell you
good.
somebody who went to jail and then did something with his life, and his name is Mr. Merle Haggard.
I know that, but
now,
he
what if
wasn't
Merle
a prostitute.
Haggard, he was not a prostitute?
No, he
that
was
we know
stealing
of.
money. He did poor, didn't have any. No, it wasn't no prostitute. No.
If Merle Haggard was a sponsor on this show, would you be saying, I don't want to be affiliated with some old jailbird burglary, escape from the police, go to San Quentin?
No, I ain't gonna say that about Merle Haggard. But people say take these slot, and I'm sorry, but that's what they think of. That's what people go through everybody's head, not just mine. Now, some people like that sort of thing. I don't like that sort. I don't like that kind of lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, and I'm not gonna support it. That's all I'm saying right there. You say the name over and over again. Good for her. If she ain't doing that show business anymore, good for her. And I'll even say this. Congratulations on winning. But I just want to make sure I don't have proof. I don't know anything about prostitutes or what to do, where they're at.
I mean, you have a little idea, don't you?
No, I'm saying I don't know what she's doing one way or the other. I don't. Hopefully she ain't doing that.
Well, she used to have a menu you could look at before you called them up.
Menu?
Online, you could just...
Menu? What? Restaurant?
No, a menu of sexual.
All right. See, that's what I don't care if it's on the computer, real life.
But that was years ago.
Hotel room or whatever it is, wherever they go. I don't know what it used to call a bordello, something like that. What that? What's it called?
In Guns, are you from Gunsmoke?
That's what the old time say. It sounds better in a whorehouse, don't it?
I mean, even that sounds kind of Gunsmoke-ish.
All right,
but they wouldn't have said that on TV.
Wherever I go, I don't know.
They lived in a fantasy world on Gunsmoke. Where's Miss Kitty? Like they'd never say over at her whorehouse.
No,
because they were tiptoeing around it.
She didn't do that. She just dressed nice. She liked to be, stand out.
You have been duped by Gunsmoke.
What?
So T.T. Slot beat Hose Water. Mr. Slaw versus I Go Heaven and the Rinsgard family in there.
Yeah.
Mr. Slaw. Mr. Slaw, despite never having officially been a sponsor.
And never having died either. He's never
has not died. He's just.
Trust me, I know, because he'll tell you every damn. Bless his heart.
Ask Jesus to take him every day.
Oh, he don't understand. I said, talk to the preacher and say, oh, preacher, come over here and just.
I told that preacher.
That's it, yeah. Said,
I don't know what's the matter with Jesus.
Is that Bill Clinton or Mrs. Slaw?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
That's
good.
If a preacher come over to talk to Bill Clinton, he'd say about the same thing.
Yeah, it wouldn't be no different, yeah.
Both Mr. Slaw and Bill Clinton challenging the preacher's authority.
No, it wasn't the Mr. Slaw might get a little help. Preacher might get a little help. That's good for a preacher to be with somebody sick, like physically sick, not sick in the head, like, who. That's something different.
So, T.T. Slot versus Mr. Slaw. And then, down here in the next bracket, Dr. Bird Lady went up against Bad Cup or Handful.
Yeah.
And Wet Breads went up against Farm Boyer.
Yeah.
Well,
Wet bread's something good. I like it.
Wet breads is delicious. Farm Boyer you don't enjoy.
I don't enjoy it at all. It's just something screaming at you on the phone.
Well, your final half of your final four is Dr. Bird Lady versus Farm Boyer. Dr. Bird Lady, Man Lady beats Bad Cup or Handful. Wet Breads goes down to Farm Boyer. Dr. Bird Lady versus Farm Boyer. T.T. Slot versus Mr. Slaw. That's your final four in the Red State Update podcast. Sponsor challenge. This goes on March Madness. It may not be March any longer, but madness reigns here at the Red State Update podcast.
Yeah.
Get on there and vote. We'll put the link up on our Facebook and Twitter and wherever else you can put links up at TT Slot versus Mr. Slaw, Dr. Bird Man Lady versus Farm Boyer. Get on there and vote. Next week it's going to be down to 2. And then you'll have your champion out of the sponsors. Voting goes on until about Wednesday, I believe, or whenever DJ has time to tally.
I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I don't know.
Thank you again, DJ. We can't. This is
just
a lot
to
of fun. And it's more fun because we didn't have to do a damn thing.
Just to make it, I think, just on the up and up legal. Everything fine, because I don't want someone to win and then everybody say, well, he ain't this or he ain't that. I ain't saying who. But if I'm going to give $25, maybe he can be a sponsor on here next week. And then you can't say anything anymore. You can say, Mr. Slaw, whether he calls in and comes down here, he may not be able to leave the house. But I think we ought to have him on. If I'm going to give myself $25 from Mr. Slaw and tell him he's going to be a sponsor.
I guess you are right. We do need to have Mr. Slaw next week.
So then there ain't no argument from me. That's it, right? Because he's a sponsor now, right?
Yeah, I think you are right.
If I turn around and take $25 out of this pocket and put it in the other pocket,
that's legal.
That's done.
That's politics. That's Washington.
I may not be a big Nashville lawyer, but I know a few things.
So let's just say it now. Next week, Mr. Slaw will be a sponsor on this program.
Look forward to that. Hopefully, we'll see if he can come down here in person or where he called. He probably can't get around.
It doesn't mean you have to vote for him, or we're not looking for him to take the whole thing.
No, not saying if he did, there's going to be people mad and saying, well, he wasn't no sponsor, he wasn't on this or whatever. But now we're going to make it on the up and up. Nobody can say anything about it. Mr. Slaw, sponsor. I'm gonna pay for it, and happy to hopefully talk to him. Yeah.
That's next week, Mr. Slaw.
Yeah.
Sponsor.
I don't know how we're gonna do that. We'll figure it out then. I hope.
Maybe you go pick him up.
I don't know if he can get in the car anymore. He says he.
I guess could he call in?
We'll find out. What's that thing you do on a computer where you see one face and
You
another
can
one?
Skype it or FaceTime it.
Yeah, I don't know any of that stuff. So
Yeah, that would take half an hour, just you and him trying to figure.
Yeah, he ain't. Well, I don't know what it is.
I'd
and
have
he
to
don't
go
know
over there
either.
to set it up for him. I don't know who'd do it for you. Maybe we could get somebody from the church that brings that food to him to take a laptop over there and get it set up. So I don't know. There's
He'll
no
probably
easy
just.
way.
I'm gonna say right now, he's probably gonna call, but we'll see.
We'll
know,
see.
Yeah.
We'll take a look.
Oh, I got a sponsor.
Yeah, let's hear about your sponsor.
We got a
this
sponsor.
week,
Speaking of
Jackie.
sponsor, I forget. We talked about old sponsor and then making him sponsor, and you know what we got to do.
Now sponsor.
Now sponsor, then, you know, no better time than the president is to say. I got a good sponsor this week. I tell you what. Now, everybody in this life, we've had almost 8 years of Obama. ISIS is killing everybody. Just things, you know, the economy's bad. You can't do this, you can't do that. Everything's
You
terrible.
said it. You
That's
said
right.
it.
Everybody feel bad, you know. And sometimes I understand it. You got to go home and let's say you know your missus is upset with you for whatever reasons, and let's say your children did something at school and the principal's mad as hell at them, and you go down to the principal, and the principal says, well, you know, you need to do something, get him right. I'm gonna put him in some, you know, other school. And I said, well, it ain't your job. When I turn him over to you, it's your job to take care of him. And I'm getting off subject. Anyway, you just everything just in your head spinning around, and you can't get it out. You can't relax. Can't just turn that thing off, as I say. And I'm telling you, now there's a place to do it. Ain't nothing better. You're gonna love it. It's called Granny's Attic, and you go in there, and I'm telling you, it's nice. It's like a up. You know, you got to go up a ladder, but once you're in there, there's just nice things all over, little, I don't know, trinkets and things like that. There's a window open, and there's weeping willows out there, just a perfect, and you know, this kind of, with the weather, everything, and it's hard to think about anything else but just how nice and quiet, and you know, and some people need 2 hours, some people need an hour. You just rent it for, you know, it's just that moment. Instead of going to a bar and getting drunk and getting in the car, which you shouldn't do, and going home to your angry wife, that's a mix that's bad right there. Don't do that. Instead, because plus the bar's loud and stuff, everybody's talking to you drunk. You need just to get your brain settled, go down to Granny's Attic, rent it by the hour, just rest in there. You know, daytime, nighttime, I get those, wind chimes, everything in the wind, but it's the most peaceful thing. Only thing you hear is the wind blowing, the rocket chair just going back and forth. It's Granny's Attic. It's a great place, just to, like I said, just to turn off the world for a minute and just relax and breathe in the air. Lord, I knows I need to do it. I ain't got time, but if I did, I'd be down at Granny's Attic right now. That's where I'd be. Granny's Attic.
I can vouch for your sponsor this week, Jackie.
I am.
I love Granny's Attic.
You been there?
Oh yeah, I fucked Connie Reza in there last week.
Hey, watch your mouth. What do you?
Wait, it rents by the hour. What do you think people are going to do in there?
It ain't for that. It's to I just said what it's
She
for.
said her husband, she didn't know when he was coming home from work.
What?
She didn't know. She said, you can come over here, but I don't know exactly when he's going to. I said, why don't we go to Granny's Attic? It's like an hour, and you can look at the trees and stuff. Like if we, on that big feather bed.
No, it ain't for any of that.
Like from behind, and you're looking out at the
No,
trees. That's peaceful.
That bed is for relaxing and leaning back. There's a Bible in there, and there's a book of like.
Listen, she put the Bible in the drawer.
I don't care. The Bible ain't supposed to. There ain't no reason for it to go on the door. It should be
It
out.
should go in the drawer if I'm doing her from behind.
I
looking at the
don't want to hear about you doing anything in there. That's not what it's for. I just said what it's for.
I'm sure
somebody may want to go in there and relax like you're supposed to after you get out of there. Somebody may have the next hour, and they got to go in after all that. That's not what that place is for. I'm going to tell them.
I'm pretty sure they know. When we went through the waiting room, all we saw was couples.
Oh, hell. That place is for quiet
and a couple of trios.
What? No, it's just a place to just turn off the world, not do. You could do that somewhere else. That's for another place, not this place.
But Granny's attic, you can sit in that rocking chair and she get on top.
What?
And
no, that
back and forth.
You gonna make me sick on here. I've been in there.
It ain't. Listen, if either one of you is hefty, that rocking chair ain't super sturdy. We found that.
Just shut the hell up.
Like,
just shut your mouth.
Listen, I talked to a lot. Everybody loves Granny's attic.
You're supposed to love it, but not for that reason. That ain't why it's for. It's for sitting there and breathing in the air and.
Wow. Some people love to tell other people how to do everything, including relax.
That's what it's for. That's not for you carrying on like it. You ought not be carrying on like it with her anyway. Your husband going to hear this.
He don't know how to listen to a podcast.
Well, I don't care what he knows how to do.
He's an idiot.
Well, you the idiot. You the idiot doing that with somebody. And doing it there is worse than anything. Go to a hotel or something like that.
It is awful quiet.
That's terrible.
It is quiet. You're going to need to bring your phone, put some music on Spotify.
Oh, hell, you ain't supposed to be no music in there. It's supposed to be quiet. Everything's supposed to be off. That's what's supposed to be. Everything off and clear and nice. Just sit there, not act like a heathen all over the place. Just make me sick to my stomach. I'm telling you. That's not what that place is for.
Well, you relax your way, I'll relax mine.
Well, you relax my way. I do it there. You do your filth somewhere else, not there.
So that's Granny's attic. In the big old house in the yard with the weeping willows.
Just shut up. Just shut up. Granny's attic, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Bring some air freshener because the smell is sexist and lingers up there.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. That's pitiful. Make me sick to my stomach.
Jackie, I got a sponsor this week that I think you're really going to like.
I don't know about that.
Folks, it's a crazy world out there, isn't it? Take a look at a newspaper. Don't. I mean, those are depressing. And I don't even expect for them to be around much longer. So you can find one. Maybe you want to stash it up in your attic, like put it in a box for safekeeping to show people, like, this is how we used to find out about the news of the world. Somebody get a printing press and run off a bunch of these things, and they sell them for 25 cents, 50 cents. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, what? Who come up with the idea of newspapers? That's ridiculous. Where you going?
I'm going to go let that cat out of here.
Oh, there's a cat stuck in here. Oh, it's one of them feral cats. Don't get too close to it.
It don't want to be near nobody.
Oh, God.
Oh, come on. Come on now.
Don't let it get up your face.
It's run up them stairs now. Go on now. Yeah.
Are you okay?
What?
They get you?
No, didn't get me. It got a kick at it.
You don't get on here and say you kick a cat.
Don't kick it. I kick at it. There's a difference. You don't kick it.
You don't kick it. You kick at it. Can we go now? Folks, it's a crazy world and newspapers are ridiculous. You're going to want to call up my friend Mikey Growler, who's launched a great... You know Mikey Growler, don't you?
No.
Folks, this new business of Mikey's is really sweeping the Murfreesboro area, and I'm pleased to use this podcast to bring it to a wider audience. Look at this frog.
What?
Mikey Growler has found probably the premier frog-based attraction of the 21st century. He has found a frog. Something is growing out of it. You are going to want to take a look at it. It only costs $30 to look at this frog. It is amazing. Look at this frog. That is the latest new Murfreesboro business that's taking the world by storm. You heard. Remember that you heard about it here on the Red State Update podcast first, because soon it's going to be all anybody's talking about. Look at this frog. He's got it in a box. Call him up, Mikey Growler. Look at this frog.
Well, got it in a box.
Hey, don't you want to see it? His
No,
frog?
I don't want to see a frog. What do you mean to see a
You
frog?
don't want to see that frog?
What is it, 8 years old? Yeah. You
No,
like I caught a frog.
He's in his mid-40s.
Well, that ain't no kind of sponsor. What is that? Look
well,
at
I mean,
a frog.
he's got a frog in a box, and you pay him $30 to
We
look
ain't
at it.
$30 to look at a frog. You go down the creek, look at them all day for free.
Look, Mikey Growler has been going through a lot lately. He just got a divorce. And he lost his job down at the Pillsbury plant. And his kids.
Oh, you talking about Mikey Growler?
Mikey
I know
Growler.
him. Yeah, he comes in the store.
He's kind of at his wits' end. He's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, that's how I remember them over there talking about getting
Yeah, he just had his. He was in the store. We actually hatched this plan over a few beers here at your store. He was just. He didn't have any money for the beer, so I said, you know what? Let me treat you. But
that's my job.
Stole them.
That's my job to do that.
I just snuck them out of the cooler.
Ain't yours to give away. That's mine. I ain't saying I wouldn't give him one after what I've been through, but that's what I do. Don't assume what I do, even though I'd probably give him at least a couple beers, something like that.
I've been stealing beers from your store for so long. I pretty much just open my hand and they fly into him like Thor's hammer.
Whatever.
She said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I said, well, buddy, just keep your mind open to possibilities. He says, I had this one idea, but I don't know. I said, well, what is it? There's no stupid ideas. He said, well, I found this frog. And I said, well.
What?
I don't know. And he said, it's got something growing out of it.
Growing out of it?
Well, show it to me, I guess. He said, well, that's the whole idea. I think I'm going to ask people to pay me $30 to look at it. He said, is that weird? I said, are you okay? He said, no, just forget it. And I said, no. I mean, show it to me. Let me take a look at it. And it does have something growing out of it.
This frog's got everything growing out of it. There's all sorts of frogs.
This is like another leg or something.
What? Another leg?
Or like a spike. It ain't formed fully, but like another flipper maybe.
What?
I didn't get a good look at it, but I went out to his car and he already had it in a box. You could tell he was playing like he'd just come up with it, but you could tell he'd already made the box. I said, look at this frog. Like he cut it out of construction paper and put it on the box, and he showed it to me, and he put some more construction paper in there and make a little. And the frog was just sitting in there, and he had some lettuce.
What?
Put some lettuce in there. I said, I don't think frog. I think that's a turtle that eats lettuce.
A frog ate crickets, something like that.
Yeah,
Frog
that's what I
bugs,
told him.
things like that.
Not lettuce, right? He said, no, this one eats lettuce.
No,
I don't think it does. But he said, look, it's neither here nor there.
Does it eat lettuce when you look at it? Is that because I ain't never swear?
No, lettuce is just laying in there on top of that.
Well, if it's got something coming out of it and eating lettuce, I'd give $5.
No, it's
maybe
just something
look at
coming out of it.
Well.
So he's just really been. They took his car last week, so he was hoofing it. So I don't know. He's just kind of at his wits' end. So,
but that ain't no way. He needs help. That ain't no way.
Well, that's a way to give him help. $30. Look at that frog.
No, not like that. That's if he's doing that and thinking that's a business, then he needs help. He's something wrong. You right. I remember him in here talking about losing his job. Pillsbury. That's how I knew you was talking about.
Look, all I can tell you is, I've already said too much because I told him I was going to talk about it on here, and I made him give me $25. His last $25.
He ain't got no money.
And then he said, you know what? I don't make this a charity case. Don't get on there and be like, he needs help. And I said, well, I wouldn't do it. I'm just giving you a little backstory. So it ain't about giving him help. It is one fucking miraculous frog.
Watch your mouth.
Get on there, call him up, Mikey Growler, say, hey, I heard you had some kind of amazing frog in a box. And he'll say, I do. I said, well, I got $30 here, son, and I want to put it in your hand, and you show me that frog. And he'll say, I will do it. And he'll take that $30, and he'll put it in his savings account, or he'll buy beans with it, or whatever somebody that broke does with $30. And he will be grateful, and you will have got a gander at a frog.
That don't make the first bit of sense.
And there's no time limit on it. You can look at that frog as long as you want.
What?
Feed it lettuce, whatever you need to do.
Is there a line of people wanting to look? Of course, you can look at it wherever you want. He's probably lucky. Ain't nobody going to give him $35 to look at a frog in a box.
Well,
they can go look at frogs for free all damn day if they want. Anywhere. You go what that if you go right.
Well, you can drink water for free if you live by the river, but I'll pay $1 for some Dasani.
That don't make any sense.
He thinks this might be the Dasani of looking at frogs.
Oh hell, that don't even make any sense.
Well, it's a rough, cold world, and little makes sense.
I guess.
So that is, look at this frog. Mikey Growler, call him up, give him $30, look at that frog. No. And Granny's Attic, if you need to go somewhere for an hour to have sex.
Hey, watch your mouth. That's not what it's for. It's not what it's for.
Call up Granny's Attic, and they'll tell you.
Not to do that in there.
That's Granny's Attic.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home Red State Update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, everybody. Out there, it's Jackie Bro.
Dunlap.
We both sure wish, hope your week's gone better than this, because it's been hard over here, Red State Update. Lost a good friend, and we also lost, one great country artist of all time, Mr. Merle Haggard.
Yeah, there ain't too many of them old ones left.
We got Willie Nelson and Loretta Lynn, and I don't know if that's it, isn't it? Who else?
There's got to be a few more, but I don't
Whispering
know.
Bill Anderson's still alive, isn't he?
I think he's still alive.
Good.
Who else? Connie Smith. How old is she? She's got to be up there.
They should all get together and do an album together, because they're going to regret it to death.
They call it Everybody Old That's Left.
I get it. That's because they used to all the time, Dolly Parton and all these people, different people get together. But yeah, I'm telling you right now, if not to anybody listen at, but if you have influence in Nashville, let them know, because they're gonna regret it soon. Hopefully not soon, but
Well, maybe they don't like each other.
You get George Jones sang with Tammy Wynette after they got divorced, and all the mess he put that poor woman through.
That's true. Some people.
And they still get together and sing.
So let that be a lesson to you. If Tammy Wynette can forgive, then you should let bygones be bygones.
Whatever Whispering Bill Anderson or Willie Nelson or Loretta Lynn, I can't see any of them doing anything bad, but I don't know them personally, but I just have my highest respect to them. Besides, Willie Nelson going to smoke that stuff, and that's nothing you can do about that. But that's,
Merle Haggard smoked that stuff, too.
I know he used to drink, and he switched over to that, so.
Merle Haggard and saying,
I think it's drug. I think Willie Nelson probably give it to him. Is where he got started.
So you think Willie Nelson got Merle Haggard started on dope?
I wouldn't be surprised.
That may be the actual story. I don't know. He may have been smoking dope the whole time. I don't know. I need to read his books. He could have been smoking dope when he was writing "We Don't Smoke Marijuana in Muskogee."
No, I don't think it. Why would it? That don't.
Because he was a poet of the working man.
Best writer, one of ever all-time country song.
When you
writer.
are a poet, let me explain to you how a poet's mind works, Jackie. A poet don't think. He sees a flower and a red flower, and he doesn't say, "Oh, the flower is red." See, a poet got to give it a twist. He said the blue flower, like that flower ain't blue. So now you're thinking about it. It's a conversation.
He didn't ever thank God sing anything about a red blue flower, did he? Did he sing about flowers all the time? He may have taken some to somebody's grave or something like that, one of his songs, but he didn't sing "Look at the Pretty Flowers." He never did that. That wasn't his kind of music.
So Merle Haggard, gone on. He kept canceling shows. It was like, well, he must be doing not too great.
Yeah.
And then and now here it is.
He lived a long, productive life. Turned his life around. Was in prison, 3 years, something like that. San Quentin. Changed his life, got better, and just thank goodness for the world, because we got some of the best country songs ever was. Branded Man, I like that one. I like Ballad of Bonnie and Clyde. I like it. I like that song better than that movie they made about them two. That song right there is all you need to hear.
You like the song better than the movie?
Yeah.
You like Merle Haggard singing about Bonnie and Clyde better than Warren Beatty
Yes, of course I do.
being Clyde?
Well, yeah.
Is his song about the movie? Like
Yeah,
going to see it?
That was a real thing before the movie was based on something that happened. It
Oh.
don't matter. You didn't know Bonnie and Clyde was real back then.
I just thought maybe he went to see the movie and got. That's how a lot of people.
I
write.
don't know when the song come out, when the movie come out a long time ago, so I don't know about that. But either way, even if it did that, the movie was about the real Bonnie and Clyde. They just did some TV thing, but I didn't like it. I couldn't watch
Didn't he write a lot of songs about movies he'd seen, or did I imagine that?
Why?
Isn't there a bunch of songs that Merle Haggard would write, like he went to see E.T. and he wrote a song about it?
No.
But he never put it out because, it's not as good as the movie. But I thought, I listened to Willie's Roadhouse the night he died and I was drunk, so maybe I misheard some of this. I thought he just wrote a lot of songs about movies he liked. And if the song was better than the movie, like Bonnie and Clyde, he'd put it out. But if it wasn't as good as the movie, and he was humble, and he thought most of the songs weren't as good as the movie, he didn't put it out. Like he wrote a song about E.T.
Why?
He wrote a song about Herbie the Love Bug.
Oh.
Hey, but think about think about Herbie the Love Bug. And you're like, well, it's not that great of a movie.
No, for children, it's car beeps for talking. That's all for children like that.
But now imagine Merle Haggard singing a song about Herbie the Love Bug. It makes it better, doesn't it? Gives it some gravitas.
Him singing anything is good. He could sing, they know how to say what's the phone book or something like that. Now, that's somebody I'd sit there and, at least a good portion of it.
Now, would you really, though?
For some of it, not the whole thing.
How long would you listen to even Merle Haggard sing the phone book?
I'd listen to him longer than anybody else. I'll say that right now.
Yeah, but how long? 5 minutes for you to be like,
His voice is so good. He may get around some good, interesting names, the way his phrasing, everything about what he did as a singer. It would be better than anybody else. No, they always say so-and-so's a good actor. Who's that old Forrest Gump? What's his name? Everybody said, I'd like to see him read phone, but that'd be the worst thing in the world. It was like it in that movie already where it talks to a ball. Through the whole thing. Don't anything happen in it. Talks to a ball, and they can come get him. And that's what reading a phone book to me be like it. But you, Merle Haggard, I'm telling you anything that man, if he's singing, it'd be good for a little while.
I know. I hear what you're saying. I think if that in reality,
It's an expression too. He ain't gonna do it. He never did it or anything like that.
No, he wouldn't do it. He'd be like, "We got a great idea, Merle.
That ain't a good idea.
We want you to sing the phone book." He'd say, "Well, fuck you. I ain't gonna sing no phone book." But you know he'd say that.
I don't know if he'd say that to something as silly as that, maybe. But
well, the attitude would be the same.
He didn't make a habit of putting songs like that and words like that, songs in the he
Here's
wrote.
what I think would happen. Say, well, sing the phone book. Let me take a look at that phone book. Throw it right back at him.
Well, he would be justified in that. Like I said, it's a figure of speech. Nobody wants to really. I'm just saying if it really did it, which I never going to do, it never would have done it, I'd listen to his voice do it, and it's everybody else. It's figure of speech. Nobody going to actually read a phone book. Nobody. No, I don't even know why they give them no anymore. Everybody got the numbers in the phone. They don't need the phone book.
He did put out tribute records to Bob Wills, and who was the other tribute record he did? There was Bob Wills and was it Jimmy Rogers?
It might have been Jim Rogers saying that's like what it was.
And
yeah.
putting those out in the 70s was probably about like putting out a phone book now. People are like, who? But that's Merle Haggard. He did not give a fuck about what you thought.
Well, he cared about, I didn't always agree with him. He was a big Hillary Clinton supporter. And
he wrote a song about Hillary Clinton, which I still couldn't find.
Now, that's when he was, smoking everything.
So you think that's...
Well, I think it contributed to it. He's welcome to have whatever political views he wants, but I think most people who sit around and smoke that probably don't like either Trump or Ted Cruz. Well, Trump maybe laugh at him on TV, but other than that...
Who did he say? Did Merle Haggard say who he was liking in this election?
Hell, I don't know. It could have been anything. Could have been anything.
Because I read some real nice things he said about Obama, too.
Well, he said some real nice things about Reagan, which he should have, because Reagan give him a full pardon. As 1972, he had some rough times in his life early on, and got himself straight. Got his head on right, and focused and did what he's supposed to do. And Ronald Reagan could see that in him and give him a full pardon. Yeah,
right. Not just because he was a big star. I did hear Merle Haggard talking to Whispering Bill Anderson on Willie's Roadhouse. They've been playing a lot of Willie's Roadhouse, and they said, "Did Ronald Reagan give you a pardon?" And Merle Haggard said, "I liked Ronald Reagan as a person." I don't know what that meant. That was all he said, and then he talked more about it. But it just sounded like he was leaving a lot unsaid there.
Well, he wasn't being disrespectful or anything. Whatever his political views was, if the man pardoned him like that, he's going to be respectful. So, and Reagan, I'm sure he was a good, nice man. Of course he was. You say you're negative in everything. If it's something, I say it all the time, say you Dunlap, you looking at the negative all the time. And this is one of those times, and now this ain't that. He said he liked him as a person. What more would you want anybody to say about you? That's what you are.
I mean, some people would say, "Oh, I love Ronald Reagan. He's the best."
Well, you can say it that way, or you can say I liked him as a person. That's nice. He's a human being before he is anything else, so I think that's a compliment.
Well,
I think it's you always looking negative.
I think if you are a good country music writer, you see the glass half empty. Nobody wants to hear a good country song about the glass half full. It needs to be on the empty side. I think that's a Merle Haggard album on the empty side.
Well, country music is one thing. You're supposed to sit around, that's part of what some people lived it. Most of the good ones did for a little while, but he turned around, got his life together. He wasn't drinking like that. He wasn't going to jail. Johnny Cash did the same thing, took care of himself, and lived a long life. God bless him, give us all that good music, and so did Merle Haggard. So thank you for all that. I appreciate that. That last thing he did, he was playing for me, Willie Roadhouse. They come out, this last year, didn't it?
Which one, with him and Willie Nelson together?
Yeah.
Well, it's all going to pot.
I know there's drugs in it, but that's them two singing together is good. And he worked all the way. He was still doing so. Yeah, if that's the way I want to go at work, that's what I want to do. Same thing.
You want to be standing up there sweating over a vat of mediocre barbecue the day before you die?
I'd be proud to go that way. Yeah. In my place of business, built with my own two hands. If that's where good Lord wants to take me, I'd rather you take me there because, instead of Kroger on the street or somewhere, if I'm going to fall down.
Kroger, terrible place to go.
That scares everybody down. That scares a few people here at the store, I'm sure. Sometimes when we're busy, but if it's like mid-afternoon where y'all just watching Star Trek or something, y'all wouldn't even know till 9 o'clock where I was.
At this point, you need to install some privacy curtains around the front of your counter where you see into the kitchen, so that I can, when you keel over,
all right,
so I can hop up in case there's kids in there and just pull those curtains to real fast so the kids don't see your dead body on the floor.
Life is life, and kids are going to see some bad stuff, some of them, and that's a sad, terrible thing. And I don't want them to see it, but I'm back here in the thing. They ain't going to see me if I fall down. If I'm going to fall down, I either fall over into the grill, which that's trouble, or I'm going to fall back. And if I do that, I'm just going to hit my head on the table with salad stuff, cold stuff by the fridge. And if my head hits that, I'm going to bounce over and just fall on the ground. I've thought about this many times standing there. I know exactly how it's going to happen. It's going to be that way or that way if I happen to go while I'm working back in the kitchen. Now, if I'm out at the register, that's a different story. That could happen either, you could left, right, forward, back. You could fall. You don't know which way it's going to go. You don't know which way when you die and the good Lord takes you, your body just going to do what it's going to do. That's it.
And I look at things negative.
I say it all the time, don't I? It's a negatives all the time. That's how your brain is. Always something bad. It's been a bad week, but we gotta go on. We can't just, be sad. And Lord knows I've been sad all week. I cried my eyes out here and there, different things. But this life, the Lord kept me here. I just gotta keep trucking on. Got no choice in the matter. That's all I got.
I think a good country song is negative. Every Merle Haggard song, after you say the title or the main part of it, you can go, well, shit. Like, Mama tried.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Well,
She tried, but, well, shit. Or if we make it through December. That's a hopeful. If we make it through December, everything's going to be all right. I know. Well, shit. Or, big city, turn me loose and set me free. Shit. He just going to stay in that city.
Well,
Every good song. He stopped loving her today. Well, shit.
Well, that one,
Every good. Stand by your man. Well, shit.
And going back to Merle, I guess I'll just sit here and drink.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, go back there. You right about that. That's the fit the mood or whatever you want to call it.
All the classic country songs, you can say, well, shit.
I don't want to have to hear it over and over again.
If it doesn't work, if you say, well, shit, and it doesn't make everything a little bit worse, then it's not a classic country song. It may be okay, but it ain't a classic one.
Yeah.
It ain't a good one. Now, you can listen to it.
I'm going to test that in my head. It's going to be going on my head now if I'm listening to music at the work. Of course, I'm usually just listening to Billy Joel's tape. Somebody give me it stuck in the thing. That still plays.
See, that doesn't work. Uptown Girl. Well, shit.
No, don't do that. No.
I'm sure there's some flaws in this. There's some outliers. I ain't thought of everything, but to me, at this moment, that seems to be a good test. It may not be for even some of the ones that you'd think, well, maybe that's that ain't a classic. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Oh, shit. See, it holds up. Somebody's knocking.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Yeah, that's how I feel a lot of times. Yeah. I don't want to hear it over and over again, though. Ed, you made your point.
I was country when country wasn't cool. Well, shit.
All right.
I don't know if that one works. Well, shit. I mean, I was country when country wasn't cool. Maybe you just spent a lot of time. Maybe you should just wait until it was cool. You just wasted some. I don't know. That one may not work. Sorry, Babs. So that's Merle Haggard. Oh, Merle, how do you feel that a lot of the people that now when you think of the country people who are left, I mean, you got some good ones left. You got your Randy Travis's. You got some.
Not like an old Randy Travis. I hope he's going to be around long. Bless his heart. But that's Loretta Landwell and Nelson.
There's got to be some people we're forgetting.
I know there is, but that's in your mind. Those are some people say Chris Christopherson, but he's more hippie to me. I think he's hippie. I know he did stuff for him, but
Bobby Bear's still around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, is that Tom T. Hall? He ain't, is he?
Just trying to figure out who's alive. See, this is what I wish.
Is Tom T. Hall still alive, Siri?
Hell.
Tom T. Hall is still alive, as far as I know.
Well, I don't.
Is Bobby Bear still alive, Siri?
Bobby Bear is still alive, as far as I know.
That's the one time I hope that phone's telling the truth. I don't necessarily trust it all the time, but that's one time I'm just going to grin, bear it, and wish for the best. I hope that's true. I'm glad to hear that real
Is
right.
Whispering Bill Anderson still alive, Siri?
Yeah, he's.
Let me check that.
Wow.
Okay, I found this on the web for Is Whispering Bill Anderson still alive?
What does it say?
I can't get to it. My phone's froze up.
Oh, why do you pay money for that thing? Now it's got me concerned. It gets me right on the edge here, and I don't know. Everybody else has said yes.
Is Whispering Bill Anderson still alive, Siri?
You ought to ask it one time. It ain't gonna say it every time.
Looking. Okay, I found this on the web for Is Whispering Bill Anderson still live?
Well, it's.
So do you think that Siri knows something about Whispering Bill Anderson that we don't know?
Evidently, because she ain't telling us. What is he alive or dead? I think he's alive, and I hope I'm right. Now I'm concerned about it because you dumb computer phone, whatever it does, has got saying I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Well, you got him. It's like the phone's got him somewhere tied up or something.
He's still alive.
Good.
Age 78. Ain't even that old, really.
No, good for him. Good for him. Loretta Lynn's how old? She just put out a record. Just not too long ago.
How old is Loretta Lynn?
Let's see. Here's what I found on the web for how old is Loretta Lynn.
What?
That one didn't. How old is Loretta Lynn?
Wouldn't have it. Throw it in all
Loretta
game.
Lynn is 83.
83 years old.
There
Doing
you
pretty
go.
good. Old
God
Loretta
bless
Lynn.
her. God bless her soul.
God bless her soul.
Yeah. And still doing it. Yeah, put out a record. I ain't heard the whole thing. Heard some of it on the Roadhouse one time. The Willow Roadhouse, they played one, and it's good. Everything she did is good. Hell, she's one of them, just good. Willie sometimes does good, when sometimes I don't like it when it does the jazz.
Racist.
Why is that racist? Why did it that racist?
Because you say, like, look, Jackie, I can't help it. Hip-hop is a predominantly African-American.
Then I didn't say rap about it. I didn't say
As
rap
jazz
about
also is a predominantly African-American
He's
art
singing
form.
songs, jazz songs Frank Sinatra sang and all them. Well, I don't know. Dean
Well,
Martin.
appropriation is a different subject.
That's what I don't even know what you talk about. I just don't like it when he does all that jazzy stuff. I just don't like it to my ears. I ain't saying it's good or bad. It's me personally. I like it when he sings country things. Who's that wheel thing he does? He gets with them.
Asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, I like
and Merle
that.
Haggard did that too.
Yeah, that's good when they get with them. I like that kind of. That's an old kind.
Then don't you not like Asleep at the Wheel? Ain't you bitching about them some on here too?
What?
I think you had some kind of problem with Asleep at the Wheel once. But
No.
I don't know if that was canon.
I don't know about that.
You have to get on Wikipedia and
Yeah,
find out.
looking right about that. Yeah.
Something about them you thought maybe was a little jazzy.
Well, they play real fast like it, but it's country that they're playing, as far as I'm concerned.
Bob Wills, you like old Bob Wills? Merle Haggard
yeah.
loved old Bob
yeah,
Wills.
Bob Wills, yeah, that's good. All that,
All everybody old is good.
yeah. So pray they stay with us as long as they can. Like I said, look at old Loretta Lynn still doing stuff.
She's
With-
83. Who's older than Loretta Lynn? Are there any like country people who may not be doing stuff, but maybe they're in their 90s still around? Are we forgetting any old timers?
Yeah, I ain't never
Out
seen.
Bobby Osborne on the Grand Ole Opry and some bluegrass people. Oh, did I say some old? How old is dang old bluegrass?
Huh?
Doctor, what's his name?
Doctor,
I can't think of his name.
what?
Bluegrass. You know what? It's let me say, in my defense, it's hard to remember a lot of bluegrass people's names. That's not just me. That's you go to these bluegrass festivals and you see all
There's
the
a lot,
names like Hot
yeah.
Rise and all these people, and you're like, who is that again? They start to jumble together.
It
I mean,
sounds
there's
good,
big, the
though.
Osborne brothers. I mean, there's big ones, Bill Monroe, and
Oh,
even the
yeah.
guy I'm trying to think of right now, who's one of the biggest. You know, oh brother, where art thou? You know who I'm talking about. But people just kind of lump it all in together. I also kind of like jazz. Look, I'm not trying to belittle any of these great American art forms. All I'm saying is that a lot of people get really wrapped up in these scenes, and outside of a few thousand other people, they're like, "Oh wait, who is that?" And people are like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
What?
I ain't saying that people should not listen. People should be listening to bluegrass as much as they're listening to whatever's on the radio.
Yeah, it's good.
I ain't saying that Justin Bieber and dang old haircut in his eyes, all them people, I ain't saying that they don't need to be listened to either. I'm just saying if you were listening to Bobby Osborne or what's his name from the dang old brother, old man, old. These people are so old. They get so old, some of these bluegrass people are known for playing with their fingers wither up and curl up like dang Wizard of Oz. Just curl up into these shoes under a house, and they still go on stage.
Yeah, play, yeah.
And they never die. They can never die. And then they son, like Mr. Bluegrass Jr., just carries on, and they go out and they play to these festivals, the same old people in their campers with the weird hair, and they're cooking outside, and they're wearing like brown pants from 1983. They've been worn to every one of these festivals, and they just go out, and God bless them. They sell quilts in the parking lot. God bless y'all. God bless the people who still follow hippie bands around.
Right.
God bless the people who listen to Justin Bieber. All I'm saying
Why?
is is I don't know exactly what I'm saying. I'm still trying to vamp while I think of the name of the bluegrass.
I'm getting up there in age, and it's hard for me to remember other people getting up there in age. I can't remember everybody's name. It's a bunch of bluegrass people.
That's a good one. Just say a bunch of bluegrass.
They're all good.
I don't want to believe they're all good. That's what we're saying.
Yeah,
they're so
every
good.
one of them. If you can play bluegrass worth a darn, then you good. So don't answer that phone again.
I'm just looking up on my phone. Oh, brother, where art thou? Soundtrack. Because I'm going to look like an idiot. Oh, Emmylou Harris. How old is she?
She's good. She's a good one. Yeah, she's still.
John Hartford, he passed away, right? Dr. Ralph Stanley is his name.
Ralph Stanley. Yeah. I didn't know about the doctor. I don't know him all. This doctor, Ralph Stanley. Yeah.
The worst thing is that everybody listening to this knew it right away. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to put y'all through that.
That's when I wish people could call us. You get the phone. You know, if people listen to it while they're doing it, and you can't figure it out, and the phone rings, and they,
So
somebody
you want
tell
me to give my phone number out to everybody listening to this podcast?
Yeah. That way they can call you.
Let me think about it.
But they won't call you till 3 or 4 hours after
Well,
you've
we
done
could
it.
post this up, us recording it on Facebook Live, but we'd be doing that on our phone. So people could call in. No, they wouldn't have to call in because on one of these live things, people are commenting as you're doing it. I guess we could do it that way.
What is a live thing? I don't know what it is.
Nowadays, ways YouTube has a live thing, Facebook Live, there's things like Periscope.
That's old. There used to be a lot of shows did that, and that one, Saturday Night Live, stole it from old shows that were good, and it took the idea of doing live things and said, no, we're live or something. They used to do that all the time. All the old shows was live. They say they think they's being cute. We're live. Now look, that's look live. No, it ain't nothing new.
So you want to talk about any of the news, Jackie? You got any news you want to talk about?
I got one thing I want to talk about right now, and I'm going to tell you. Just say a few words here. I want to thank Black Lives Matter. I tell you what, there ain't nothing better out there right now than Black Lives Matter. Every time they got old Bernie Sanders, right?
Yep.
They got old Hillary Clinton one time, and it's the best. They're just working up. They was just warming up. They got old Bill Clinton. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. I'm telling you what, I don't know where to send the support check or anything like that. If somebody tell me, I'm sure I'll get on computer or something, or whatever it is, I'm behind you 100%. You get that Bill Clinton, that's right. That nothing makes me happy than somebody make him mad.
It is pretty good when he
gets mad shaking that finger out. He said, I'll tell you another thing. Yeah. So Black Lives Matter, Jackie Bros loved it, appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Keep up a good work with this. We got a few months left for this election. I won't see y'all everywhere and go except for Trump things because I don't want nobody to get hurt. Don't go there. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't care who you are. I don't want you to get them to get hurt or you to get hurt. Nobody should get hurt when you're running for president. That happens after somebody becomes president. When you're running, just everybody get along or try your best to, please.
I wouldn't mind. You keep going to Democrat things. That's
yes.
really good. But listen, I'm not trying to tell you what. These are just some throwing some ideas against the wall.
Wow.
But
keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing. We're behind you 100.
Right?
If you have time, Ted Cruz is already awkward. Watching him squirm and be more awkward. I'm just throwing that out there. But Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton,
Bernie Sanders, yeah.
Always good. Always good.
Yeah.
Really enjoying that.
So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Anything we can do to help you, we're going to get on here and talk it up. Jackie especially. He's watched that clip. I don't know how many
just
times.
keep rewinding. He just like, and I'll tell you something else.
does not look good.
I want to see him mad as hell every time he steps out of the damn house. That's what I want to see right there. So you got my support. Keep doing what you're doing. Far be it from me to say anything about it. Just you seem like whatever you got going is working. Keep it up. Yeah.
So, folks, that is the Red State Update podcast for the week of whatever the hell day it is,
we're
April
done.
10th. Sunday, April 10th. We're getting this up on Sunday. It's going to be up in a little bit. Please go to GoFundMe.com/Jim Ridley. I believe we'll get you there. If not, we're going to put up some links to it in our stuff. Give the Jim Ridley families your support.
If you like us at all, it has everything to do with this fella. And we asked for money recently, and that's for just doing this mess, which is silly. This is something. You're helping a family. You're doing something. This is important. And if you just got $2 or $3, every little bit helps.
If you live in Nashville, you already know who he is. If you don't, you should read some of his stuff. He's really
good writer, yeah.
And don't judge him liking us by.
No, sir. Yeah, that's just.
And maybe he could have just been being nice to us. I mean, just sympathy, charity.
Well, that's happy. He's
Which
nice
speaks
fella.
to how kind he was.
He was a nice fella. You couldn't find a nicer man than this man, and we're gonna miss him. And a lot of people are gonna miss him. And his family could use help right now. The hospital bills and the funeral, everything. They sure could use your support, and couldn't be a better man you'd do it for.
And we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, let's just leave it there.
All right. Thank y'all kindly. Y'all will hopefully be back. We'll see you next week.
Hopefully next week we'll go better.
They'll try our
this
best. Yeah,
depressing
well, yeah.